In today's video, we're going to talk about the IQOO 13. This device is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the best processor that Qualcomm has for the end of 24 and most of 2025. There's so many new features in here. The camera experience has been updated, some new experiences with co-processing built into this, and a lot of leverage from what we've typically seen from Vivo is coming down to IQOO, and I'm really excited to be able to share that with you guys. This device not only is going to surprise you, but is actually going to hold a few extra features that you probably didn't even know existed. This is TK. This is the IQOO 13 powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. First thing that jumps at us, of course, is the fact that this is a partnership with a premium partner. This is obviously BMW. Typically, this is what we've seen every year from IQOO, and this is continuing the same theme in here. The biggest difference that I really like about this is when you actually start looking at the unit itself. The actual emblems carries over on the unit itself with the premium partner, of course, the IQOO 13, a very much IQOO design continuing to what it kind of looks like from last year. The biggest thing I'll probably say is the flat display that we have in here is beautifully made directly for gaming and all of the experiences that you want. We do have a nice little micro curve on the side here on the back so that when you're holding it, you don't actually feel the sharp edges on the side. And the materials that we have in here, although there's 3 different colors available, there's the Legend, the Alpha, and then of course the Nardo Gray. This one looks absolutely fantastic. The colors are very nice. Again, the BMW emblem on this, the color lighting effect that we were looking at the beginning of the actual video lights up and you're able to customize it. We'll check that out in a second. And of course, we have the beautiful icon sitting here, IQOO. One thing I do want to mention to you guys is depending on where you're picking up this unit, the size of the battery may vary ever so slightly. If you're picking it up in India, this is going to be running a 6,000 milliampere battery. If you're picking it up outside of India, this is a Thai edition version of this unit. It's running a 6,150 milliampere battery, which is not exactly that much more, but something to mention that it is slightly different on the size. Both of them will basically provide you the ability of charging them with a 120-watt charger that is included in the box. So they include the USB-C to C cable as well as the charging brick. And as you can see here, 120 watts. And one thing I mentioned is I'll show you guys that little clip I'm sharing you there. When the battery was around 33%, it needed just 13 minutes to go to 100% on that 6,000 milliampere battery. It is crazy how fast this charging on this, and of course the technology that we have in here. Lastly, I do want to mention that they do include a clear case included in the box to provide us protection for the back, as well as the fact that we have a screen protector that is installed directly on the display. Now, the last thing we do obviously have is the SIM removal tool and a very nice card that is included in the box with a couple of pictures of some of the BMW racing cars that there are on the market right now. Very nice, very sleek, and again, very customization. And I love partnerships specifically with BMW. This has been continuing for many years between IQOO and BMW, and it's nice to see that it's still going on. Now, on the right side, we have a power button and a volume rocker and pretty much a clean slate. On the bottom, we have a bottom firing speaker, USB-C, a microphone, and a dual SIM tray, providing us access to the 2 SIM cards that we're able to use in here. It does support 5G in the US, although it doesn't support the full bands of T-Mobile in the Los Angeles area, but it does actually provide us a nice experience. We have the antenna bands sitting in here, an additional speaker here at the top, providing us access to stereo audio, and lastly, an additional microphone at the top. The display that we have in front of us is a 6.82 2K 144 Hz display running an LTPO AMOLED display. Now, the beautiful about this is that it has built-in eye care technology at its core. So the biggest thing that we're looking at here is some of the best experiences that IQOO has to offer. Now, this theme that you're looking at here was one of the free themes that was included directly within their theme manager that I can jump into directly in here. The camera that we have in the front here is a 32 megapixel camera, providing us the ability of shooting 4K video. We'll talk about that in a second. And on the main side, on the back here, we have access to the triple 50 megapixel camera experience. We're powered by the main sensor, the IMX921, that's included with the VCS True Color camera. And of course, the 50 megapixel wide angle camera, that's going to be the main system that we have. And a telephoto sensor, of course, another 50 megapixel camera. All of these cameras are going to provide us some of the best experiences on the device and of course allow us to enjoy capturing content and making our content directly from this unit, since again, the Snapdragon 8 Elite is one of the most powerful processors to date on a mobile device. Now, as far as a little bit more specifics as far as the system here, this is FunTouch OS 15 running on top of Android 15 on the IQOO 13. Now, it does also have the supercomputing chip Q2 that provides us the co-processing power, and of course the 8 Elite is the main processor clocked in at 4.32 gigahertz. We have a 16 gigabytes of RAM here, also the ability of augmenting an additional 16 gigabytes. And of course, the storage that we have in here is a 512, well, the model that I have is 512 gigs of internal storage. And here it does mention that there is about 50 gigs of storage compression that's also available in there. Out of the box, I did receive 2 updates. One of them was minor, and the additional turned on some of the additional AI functionalities we'll get a chance to talk about as well. But overall, the experience is very nice and very fluid. We have access to the toggles on the top, pretty much standard experience, music player. You can customize, add additional buttons. We still have access to monster mode that gives us the ability of overclocking the system to get the best experience in there. Split screen mode. We have 5G compatibility, Wi-Fi calling. I do have 5G here on T-Mobile. You'll notice right there it's clocking in, and this is in the Los Angeles area. Again, mentioned about the battery itself. It is running a 6,000 milliampere or 6,150 milliampere, since this is a non-Indian model version of this. And of course comes with the Google Play Store for easy access to install and customize your experiences. Now, when it comes down to connectivity and access to data here in the US, at least in the Los Angeles area, I wasn't getting the fastest connections. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't run multiple tests, as one of the biggest things I'll say that it did not show that it was supporting all of the bands for T-Mobile in the Los Angeles area. But I will say that I was able to log into a 5G network, so 5G did show up on my phone, and we were able to get about 26 down and about 33 up, which is not exactly very slow. So the overall experience is not bad. It's not giving us some of the fastest connections. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys want to be able to see what the Geekbench scoring. Again, personally, just for reference, 3026 is the base score. Now, this one without monster mode, but for some reason, when I turn on monster mode here, it didn't really impact the performance that much. It just reduced it ever so slightly. Again, clocking in over 3000 in both instances. Now, when we do convert over to the Geekbench AI score, now this one's actually a little bit different. Standard mode, when it's running just standard normal profile, we clock in about 1893, and of course, as far as the quantized score is 3435. But when we turn on monster mode, and you can actually see that we have the 777 logo at the top there, we're able to go up to 2961 on the single score, and basically the quantitative one is up to 5135. You can definitely see the benefit, especially when it comes to AI processing, that we get here with monster mode turned on. So you can definitely turn it on whenever you want and turn it off whenever you want. It's pretty much easy to access directly within the toggles by connecting it here. Now, of course, if we're playing some games, we're able to turn it on directly from the game launcher. Now, one of the things that we got a chance to see at the beginning of the video is called the dynamic light. Now, there's the ability of turning it on from specific time, the brightness level. You can customize it to be turned on for incoming lights, notifications, music, which is what we saw, and as well as showing the battery level in there. Sorry. Now, atmospheric light effect, this is again one of the things you can customize. Just be aware, obviously, this will consume some battery. But the nice thing about it is that it provides us that extra lighting effect, kind of like an LED RGB customization that we see with some of the gaming phones on the market. This one is now built in here. I had it turned on again for music. You can customize it for notification, incoming calls. And what I like about this is you can customize the experience in there. So music-wise, when I went in there, you can actually customize a different effect. As you saw there, it's actually going in with more of a rainbow configuration. I'm able to change it from jumping lighting effect and basically applied apps, which ones the apps that actually pick up on right away. And the nice thing about it, of course, you can still customize a whole bunch of different things. Voice isolation in there, easy touch, smart motion, quick action, S capture, of course, smart sidebar, all of the things that we have in here. You can slide them from the top here, accessing them, and of course, customizing them. Display options in here, SIM configuration, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, more connections. Everything that you wanted to do is built in here, and the display is absolutely gorgeous. What we have in front of us is a 2K display with a 6.82 inch flat panel here, making it great for gaming. Jumping into the camera experience, this is basically where this device surprised me the most. I've enjoyed using IQOO devices in the past. I've also loved using Vivo X series devices for quite some time. One of my favorite is the X100 Pro. Hopefully we'll get a chance to check out the 200 series, but the biggest thing I want to say here with the experience that we're getting in here is the fact that this camera, the main camera system, the coprocessor that we have in here, are all leveraging some of the main benefits that Vivo's been enjoying for many, many years, and IQOO is able to continue with that. So basic mode, what we're looking here in the camera, we're able to access all the cameras that we have in here, the 3 cameras with the 2 times, basically that's just lossless zoom, and of course the 4x telephoto lens. The nice thing also that we're also able to swipe up from the bottom here, and it takes us into an even more customized experience for photography with different options as far as the Vivo filters in here, the black and white, the vivid, and we're able to jump back into standard mode by just swiping up from the top. Under video, we pretty much have the same experience that we've come to enjoy from Vivo for quite some time. 8K recording, of course 4K 60 is going to be the maximum that I'd like to stay in. And of course, when it comes down to the front-facing camera, 4K 60 is going to be the best experience, no 8K recording. I still feel like 8K is a somewhat of a niche experience, but at the end of the day, this is not going to disappoint. As you're looking at some of those videos that I was sharing with you guys, I had this device with me while I was visiting Bali, and one of the beautiful things about this is how well it was able to balance the colors, the experiences, the outdoors and indoors experiences very, very nicely, and it does not disappoint. And that's one of the things I enjoy the most about this device, is not only is it great from the sense of consuming content, making content, but it's also the ability of using it to capture the moment. Of course, we're back to our favorite song on the channel. We're going to be testing out the stereo speakers that we have on this device. Volume level is 100%. This is Jumbo by Alex Crindo, an NCS released non-copyrighted song.
Jack it up.
The sound jumped at us very, very nicely. The speakers are very loud. They're very well balanced. Again, both are firing sideways. They're not firing at us. So when you're holding the device in your hand and you're using it directly like this, you're going to get the best experience as the sound reverberates off of our palm, coming directly at our face. Of course, stereo speakers are going to be really nice for audio consumption. And of course, if you're going to be listening to music and using the RGB colors on the back. Now, while we're looking at gaming and of course, all the capabilities that we're able to do directly within the game, this is Call of Duty Mobile, as you know. Now, we have ability of customizing the experience here, going from battery saver, balance mode, and of course, monster mode. Monster mode kicks in that monster mode automatically, so that's normally what we turn on with a notification panel. You're able to customize the refresh rate, of course, the Wi-Fi and mobile data connectivity, as well as the touch response or sampling rate, providing you the best low latency touch experience. You can also go ahead and customize some of those experiences by going in here by 4D vibration. You have the eSport mode, voice changer in there, of course. You have a whole bunch of different options, even the ability of customizing, taking screenshots, recording video, and of course, customizing the menu that we have in here. And of course, display small window, and of course, off-screen autoplay. This is going to just be some of the options that we have in here. But the big thing that I want to say overall is the support for 120 frames per second gameplay all across the different modes within Call of Duty Mobile. Very nice, and again, supported out of the box on the device that's coming in globally, providing us the best experience with the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now, from a gaming experience, what you're looking at right now is obviously no short of the best experience that you can get on the market right now. We have a flat display, we have a 2K display at that, and of course up to 144 Hertz if you can find games that support that level of refresh rate. Most of them are capped at around 120. Actually, most devices on the market right now are running at 120 frames per second on a 1080p panel. This is 144 at a 2K display, so it's taking it to the next level. Of course, some of the customizations that we get from the 8 Elite, as well as the coprocessor that we have in here directly from Vivo and IQOO, that are leveraging some of the experiences over the years that they've used and have learned from every year to build it and make it better every year for us. So it's not going to disappoint when it comes down to gaming or even just general processing in here. Creating content, cutting video, and of course producing content on this is not going to disappoint. And this is where I want to come back to the cameras, because I got a chance to use the cameras on this device on an amazing, beautiful trip to Bali in Indonesia. And it did not disappoint. This camera system not only it delivered true to life color, but also provided us a little bit of a tuning, depending on how you want to look at it, as far as giving us that little bit of more of a boosted experience. The way we typically remember an event, slightly more active, slightly more colorful, those are the colors that we're able to experience here. And I think I appreciate the color science here. Again, leveraging what Vivo's been doing and IQOO's been doing for many, many years. They're not only just learning from that, but improving that experience year over year, as you could see with this image. The other thing I also appreciate about this is that I got a chance to experience my son's, think of it like a finale at the marching band here in the Los Angeles area. And it provided me the ability of getting some of those beautiful memories that I want to be able to cherish and want to be able to relive over and over again. And this camera system did not disappoint. From the front-facing camera to the rear-facing camera, I feel everything is well balanced. I still think that the main sensor on the back is going to give us the best experience, but you're not going to be disappointed with across the system that we have in there, of course. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a device that provides you a balance between power, performance, and of course, the feature set that you always want to look into, I feel like the IQOO 13 not only hits the nail on the head, it actually pretty much just flattened the nail all around. The only thing that I can probably say, if I really wish something was actually there that maybe they could have added in there, is wireless charging, which is not included in this device. But again, that's just minor little nitpicking on my side for me when it comes down to a very nice, well-balanced device. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much to IQOO for allowing me to check out the IQOO 13. Please let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of the IQOO 13? Is this your next device, or are you waiting for something else? This is TK. I'll see you in the next one.